So, hey guys, FDCam here. In this video, we are recreating full Apollo program. At least man launches, because I'm not doing, unfortunately, anything like Skylab, but that's fine. So yeah, this is the KSP. I'm talking over this commentary because this is I obviously can't move this quickly, but yeah. So this rocket is known as the Little Joe 2. So. And it was built for a very important purpose, even though unfortunately it would never be used. So obviously in rockets, if something goes wrong, you have to build a launch escape system. That launch escape system has to be tested. Fortunately, you can't just spam all the stages like what you'd normally do in KSP. In real life, there's a thing called budgets, so they built this tiny test rocket with a bunch of these solid rocket boosters to test it. And obviously we're going to launch it, and it's not really that much of a vehicle, but it still was the Apollo program, and it launched a boilerplate and sometimes an empty dummy capsule. But it was still critical, though, in its purpose, even if it wasn't ever used in an Apollo mission. But yeah, that's it done. So yes, this is the Little Joe 2. Little Joe 1 was for the Mercury missions, if anyone's wondering. And here we are on the launch pad. So let's turn on SAS and throttle up the engines. This is not live, in case anyone's wondering. I'm just saying what's going on the screen. We're accelerating quickly upwards, and let's say the rocket begins to suddenly veer to one side. So I'm just holding over the abort. Oh no! It's turning a lot. It's deeply pitching. So there, we activate the abort system. And let's just deploy the parachutes. Past me, can you deploy the parachutes already, please? Hey, deploy them. The Kerbal slides are at stake. There we go, the drogue chutes. I also forgot to deploy the parachutes for this, so it splashed down at 30 meters per second, but luckily the capture's quite strong. But that's that. And yeah, onwards to the next one of thing. And so our next rocket, the Saturn 1. So we're just putting on the Apollo capsule, and of course the heat shield for safety and the hangar extender, because why not? So yeah, so there's the Apollo 1 mission, use the Saturn 1. Unfortunately, the crew died due to fire on board in the heavily oxygenated environment. But yeah, this is the Saturn 1. I'll probably put up a picture now, just like with all the others. It's in the thumbnail. I believe maybe that was Saturn 1B. I kind of switched what the next rocket was. But yeah, this launched into orbit. Used a bunch of RL-10 engines. Its upper stage was, and its lower stage was really weird in its engine layout, as it was 4 engines in a core and then 4 on the corners of the boosters, and also they were kind of out of spare parts. No, they're kind of building it out of spare parts, sorry, in some cases, so I put the remote guns unit there. So it was made out of a bunch of Mercury Redstone tanks stuck together, as you'll see at the bottom. They were devoting, just because they were devoting most of the time to the Apollo program. And, well, not the Apollo, but this is the Apollo program. So today, the Saturn 5, sorry. And so it does look quite cool, but it is a bit hard to recreate. But yeah, it had a stage made out of RL-10 engines, which is the same engine as what you saw in the command service module at the top. And yeah, building this, and there are the RL-10, or AJ-10 engines, I believe the game calls them. Wolfhound is their nickname in game. And yeah, I don't know what I'm doing in the background there, but sometimes I did just pause to do other things. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm building stage here. So it had a central core with a Jupiter engine, and then 6 of those redstone tanks strapped around it. Or was it 8? Well, Too late to stop now, because I've already done this. I also was kind of unsure of what engines to put on it. I thought of putting on things like Reliance, but their thrust was too low. It was a swivel engine. And yeah, I did the staging and all that. Then I just looked at TWR and realised that thing's never going to get off the ground. But yeah, I also didn't realise. Yeah, I tried to use a skipper after that, but I didn't realise I could have just used an engine like the Vector and it would have looked better and it would have fitted better and it would have been more stable. So I kind of realised TWR was wrong and I realised I could use the Vectors. But yes, I'm going back to it, so it's disable staging. I also had the idea of just using the engine plate at the centre, and this is after I figured out how the engine layout was. For some reason when I was first making this, I didn't realise that. I had the idea of attaching that, then attaching an engine plate onto that, and attaching a 4x4 node. And yeah, that looked okay, except I couldn't really space it out that much. So you can as you saw in that launch attempt there, it didn't go super well, and the engine blew up, and I decided, next rocket, which is the Saturn 1B. So yeah, I finally decided to use the Vector engines, also it's easier to get a cluster of them. Then I realized I had to change the stage to use the same stage as Apollo, as the Saturn 5, the same third stage, except Sorry about the lack of talking for several minutes there. Sometime I tried to upload it as I had saved the file. I tried to upload it to VideoPad, my editor, but it didn't work. It only uploaded. Sorry, I'm quite tired right now. The first part, which you heard a couple of minutes ago. But yeah, we are going to try and reconvene the spacecraft and dock. And I miserably failed at it. Because I'm not very good at docking. You will see later that I'm able to dock to spacecraft. It was incredibly difficult, especially since I ran out of mono-propellant this mission, and it will be in this video later, but no more spoilers apart from that. But yeah, we're moving away. I also got too much horizontal velocity, so we're moving up. Well, I guess on down. I guess there is really no relative spot in space to work. Sorry about that. To work off, because sure you have the Earth, but you're in orbit around the Earth. Technically down is at right angles to the Earth. So it's actually the same wavelength position. So everything's relative. It's all about perspective. Thanks, Einstein. See, I tried to dock again and turn the spacecraft towards the S4B, but it's not having it. It's too much horizontal velocity for that thing to handle, which is quite annoying, obviously. So and try to move forward again using the RCS, of course, to get me pointing to there. And we're still moving away. I just decided, I'll just put a curve on EVA, and it's too annoying trying to rotate these two craft, even though only one of them actually can. Also, I couldn't stop thinking, get into the craft, stop hitting it. Stop hitting it is all that was going through my head at that time. Yeah, board it. So I was pressing B, I swear. And of course there, literally, the cable failed to grab onto it. So Apollo 9 was very similar to this. I believe they did actually do, in fact, this, where they got the two-land stock, but it wasn't a Saturn V, I believe, not a Saturn 1B. Just attach that, deploy the landing legs, and yeah, we're going to have a test flight. And let's get them together. Just need to keep our target speed relatively low, then we just burn retrograde. Also, I activated the engine briefly just to change our velocity direction. And of course, a bit of engine throttle never hurts. Except for if you're facing it. That was not a good joke. So, let's just keep going, and we're about to dock. But of course, I mess up, and the craft starts to slip really far away. I mean, it's pretty annoying. I just dropped that, sorry about that everyone. But yeah, it's quite annoying when that happens. So just editing some fuel locations. So obviously we want more monopropellant. You decide to separate that stage and of course test the Apollo Ascent stage engine. So I wait and I burn into them about 1 kilometer away. Then I just begin to burn again. They did get pretty far away on the test missions of the lander. And obviously you just have to keep it straight so it doesn't mess up. Obviously fire the engine in retrograde, because if we don't, we'll crash into the CSM, which would not be good. Turn up the Lockheed Acquire Force. I mess up. I ran out of monopropellant. And I reload a quick save. where I use up less monopropellant like a good boy. So, yeah, that's the free IVA mod in case anyone's wondering. And of course I decided to spin this just to see when we undock it how much. So you can see it flew very far. How far away I can send it. I will also, spoiler alert, redo that at a later point in this video, which I'm not going to reveal, obvious reasons. But yeah, just performing our deorbit tool burn and re-entering the atmosphere. So just want to deploy the shroud, as I've always wondered. Well, I mean, why that even exists. I also decided to turn off reaction wheels just to see how much effect that would have. Yeah, that had a lot. Also, I time warped 10 times and that destroyed the parachute, so quickly deploy all their chutes. So yeah, just quickly switching between them and landing. Not very smoothly. I was a bit scared of them landing so hard that they basically just get crushed and break apart, but that didn't happen, but it was quite close. And yeah, that's apparently running, what Kerbals call running. See, I decided to walk those two together because they were close, but so just walk this other Kerbal. But yeah, the distance moves so. So here on the VAB, the VAB, and as you can see, we are building the finale, the Saturn V. And for this one, I had the name already changed when I started recording, unlike all the others. Usually that means it's special. So, yeah, I made some modifications to the CSM, so the parachutes are no longer radially mounted on the side, so that's not realistic. And we deploy the SM service module, I think that's what the game calls it. Put the big fuel tanks and stratify well, front tanks. The real rocket used fuel cells, so I decided to use that as well for electricity. There are better ways like solar panels, but it's not really accurate, and also the fuel use is so low anyway. I also wish I turned off that shroud, as you may see later, for the RL-10 engine. Anyway, building the lunar lander, carefully clipping the parts. So there's a lot of fuel, but isn't too tall. See, this is a lot better than the one I made last time for the Saturn 1B. So put the crew there. Same technique with the movement symmetry. Of course, angle the ladder. And always remember to check your staging, because if you don't, well, you're going to have a bunch of N1 sized failures on your hand. I'll have to make a video about the N1, so literally the 99% of my audience who don't get that will understand. To the 1% who do understand, hey, if you aren't subscribed, please consider, and also doing that. And also, yeah, the N1's a very interesting rocket, and so I definitely will make a video on that. So this is the interstage fair, has this tennis sticking out colours for it, but just normal white looked the best. And here's the fuel tank. Keep yawning in these, I guess you could say commentaries. So yeah, that's the second stage with this 5 J2s. Not as big as the F1, but still big engines. You can decrease the length of the attachment and the engine point. So I just move it up. Put the engine cluster adapter. Add them 5 of the N1, F1. Rotate it a bit. And also, yeah, put them Separatrons in, basically, so when it decouples. So this one I'm currently playing in real time. The others I haven't, the other KSP missions, because it's sped up, but you know, why not do it for the actual Apollo 11 mission? So start up the engines. The gimbal almost just knocked the rocket over. And we have liftoff of the Apollo 11. This mod here is, yep, every part here is stock, but this is just a mod that improves. I can disable gravity here, but left up, so I'm not going to do that right now. Basically, this mod improves the interior or IVA view of parts in the games. And yeah, I also have another mod called Free IVA, which you saw there. So just walking around inside Bill Cummin's head. You can just press C if you get stuck like that. Anyway, it's a pretty simple rocket to fly. I mean, a MUN mission, this is really overkill. I drained most of the fuel from the stage to get the TWR down. There's not much fuel. And yeah, sorry, I'll just make sure the staging is correct. Wait, TD. You can tell this is not scripted. No. Don't put that there, put that... It just messed up my staging for no reason. Anyway, sorry about that sounds everyone. So, where'd I put that TD25 decoupler? No, that goes like all the way up here. So the flames are now starting to lick the side of the rocket, even though they aren't flames, they're plasma, and that's besides the point. We're going to try and get... Right, oh, let's fire the interstage. And there we go, lightly up. S1C continues to fly downwards using those separatrons. Oh, there we go, we're just firing the launch escape system. And the S2C, I believe it's called, the second stage with its 5 J2s continue to lead us to the moon and to greater discovery. Anyway, we'll wait for the software. So, yeah, the third stage doesn't even get it into orbit, but unfortunately I kind of, like an idiot, forgot to drain the fuel from S2C fuel tank. So we kind of have way more than enough fuel, but yeah, the accelerator's up to around 6,000 meters per second, I believe. Then the third stage fires with just one J2, and that gets it into orbit, and that relights again for the TLI, or translunar injection. But it's going to be TMI, just the analog for the moon in KSP is the MUN, of course. I'm just going to shift downwards. No. So we're just going to burn at apoapsis, completely normal. That will get us into orbit. So obviously Saturn 1B did help test the lunar lander, but as you saw earlier, but the thing is, it's taken to the moon, obviously. I mean, Apollo 8 was the first mission to do that. Did a lunar flyby. I believe Apollo 9 was in low Earth orbit, but it helped. The crew went to EVA, and they also tested the module there. Do I have hacks on this thing? Wasn't it? No, it's just draining fuel really slowly. It's like, why is it doing that? Let's attach it on a suborbital trajectory anyway, so we don't have any more space clutter. You know, just look at all this. I think I already have enough, so let's just not do that. And there we go. What's that decoupler? Okay, that doesn't matter. So you're about to circularize. We're about to fall out of the atmosphere, I just realised. it fall into the atmosphere. What's going on with me today? We just need to get that apoapsis marker above 70k. And there we go. Not the most accurate. You know, I'm turning off the comm there. It's laggy, but not right now that much. But it's just a distracting. Yeah, we have enough here. I was concerned about that at first. I know roughly how to, you know, pretty obvious how to get a lunar trajectory, to be honest. Could we get a free return trajectory? Oh. Somehow I stopped recording during that, but yeah, we set up our maneuver node. Go to the Marne, here's our trajectory, our proposed. Yeah, so I kind of, let me just check. Did I literally forget to record that whole section? Oh my god. Somehow I stopped recording. Yeah, we set up our maneuver node. Go to the Marne, here's our trajectory, our sorry, everyone, some of my keybinds for stopping and starting streams are the same as my keybinds that I use for things in KSP. But we're on a... didn't miss much, we just did a TLI burn. And yeah, now we're going. So well, time to load a quick save there. Wait, save game, quick save 135. So I'm pretty sure I just screwed the whole thing up again. And I'm gonna make all of you bore and deal with it. Please tell me I did actually quick save there. Yes, I did. So this time just deploy that and undock. Problem is there's a shroud in the way and pushing that will misalign you. We can do that, but the shroud's still in the way. So yeah, we're going to use RCS. I suck so much at this. I'm definitely going to screw this up. Well, I don't know why I didn't disable the shroud in the editor. Just deploy the shroud. Just push it out of the way. There we go. That would lead to a whole host of problems. Oh! Almost had it there. Where? Find one more save and this one. This one's the one. I can feel it. But yeah, we just knocked it there and that was the only problem. Deploy. Undock. Set that as target. Are we undocked? Can I use SAS? Okay, good. We are centered. No. Here we go. Get this aligned. Right. About to dock. Oh, the magnets. There you go. And now, quick save, so I don't have to redo this entire thing again. I keep, for some reason, hitting the same thing. We had a interesting task where it didn't, trying to land this thing with the wolf hounds, trying to insert this into orbit, considering these tanks here drain, but these don't. But you can pretty much get what I mean by get what I'm saying. As it would run out of fuel. Can we go to? So yeah, I'm just going to refuel all of these first. It's a very entertaining thing to watch. Yep, I am recording. Just had to be sure, because as far as I know, all the game has the keybinds that correspond with the ones I use for this. Anyway, turn on cuts away, that's historically accurate. Let's go. Right, let's go. Oh wait, this thing doesn't have SAS. So let's fire the engine. Oh my god, I just realised I forgot to get 2 crew in. Yes. No, turn off. Also, I think the lunar module needs more monopropellant. Well, for obvious reasons, because it only can use that. I don't know how I could mess that up. Transfer crewless transport Bob. You know, the good old scientist. And let's undock for real. Imagine if somehow the Apollo crew forgot to put in 2 astronauts and they're like, no, come back. It's a bit unrealistic in that case as well, as they fired these RCS to get over a kilometre away before. But that doesn't matter. Quick save. Always have to be sure. Surface. So the engine had an automatic descent, but in Apollo's case at least they had to. So Neil Armstrong had to manually land this thing. So I think the engine, so and that's why you quick save, kids. just in case you time warp too much. Also, point retrograde. I'm gonna try as hard as I can not to change our inclination, just so that we don't have to align it at all during landing. Yeah, this is fine. I have to land on the mum. It's like one of the easiest things to do in the game. I can't mess this up. It is a bit of a curved slope though, so that's concerning. Oh, that's not good. Damn, this doesn't tip over. That's one of the things. The lunar module is with a LEM. To extend the ladder, let's of course do that. Is one of the most stable vehicles in KSP, at least. Not that. Don't just grab that. Grab this. Alright, step out the ladder now. One small step for man, one giant leap for Kerbal kind. I mean, one... Never mind. I just screwed up like one of the most famous quotes in history. I think this is near to the Bun Arch. No. That's up my Mun base. Which is, I think, here. Anyway, let's get the other astronaut out. I don't know what I am doing. Well, that's not historically accurate, but let's say they had a bit of a change of plans. The title says recreated. I guess this is alternate history what we're recreating here, where never mind, let's stop thinking about that for too much time. Hey, what's your name? Richton. That's kind of creepy. Yeah, I got a scratch. So, just put down our flag. Then I think that's it. Yep, still recording. I have to check that, of course. And that's right, Kerbals. One. My God, I can't spell today. One giant leap for Kerbal kind. There we go. Let's go now. Well, let's just get back into the vehicle. We need to wait until old Michael Kerbal. He's not Michael Collins, you know, he's the real Kerbals. We need to wait until he... Oh, SAS is not this way. It's directly overhead. Well, not directly, but close. So we can match the old speed of him and position along our orbit. Let's of course set his craft as a target. I suck at orbital rendezvous. I was able to complete it once with this, but once, that was once. No, so we can see, luckily, how much we need to turn relative to our target. So we can set it as a target and it pops up on SAS. So, yeah, we should be hearing some, but as I said, you don't hear sound with waterfall VFX half the time. This is going to take longer than the real one, I'll say that. Yep, it's moving away at quite a fast rate. Because obviously, you know, we're not even orbiting yet. Even now we aren't. Right, so let's create a maneuver node and see how much that influences it. Ooh. Problem is there's quite a lot delta V. What's our relative speed? 85, yeah, I can do that. So let's just turn it into the orbital mode. We need to change inclination a bit. Until the edge of the arrows intersect. That's not what we want. I just explained what we want. There we go. So 100 meters per second relative velocity. I'll just fire retrograde when it happens. So let's switch to orbit. Do have enough fuel for it, luckily. I think we might have enough also to decelerate completely. We can also remember just use the return craft, the Apollo CSM, to do that as well. Annoying thing with using RCS is they change your trajectory way more than torque would. So let's walk to about here. Here we're getting much closer, and we are moving at a slower speed relative to it. Let's just burn towards it. Always remember to quick save, of course. You know, I'm really good at this kind of stuff, everyone knows that. So we're going to wait until we're really close. Then we're going to decrease our orbital velocity to pretty much nothing. Or our velocity relative to our target. then we're going to point towards it, maybe accelerate by a bit more. Set as target. No, that's not what we want. And slow, we have like no delta V left at all. Save. So once it's directly in front, going to burn retrograde. And now, point towards it. Oh god, we're out of monopropellant. Are you actually kidding me? The engine gimbal might be able to fix this. But not by much then again. Got to slow down. Slow down completely, we need to be turning towards it. Also, let's enable cutaway. Is there any fuel? No, of course there isn't. I forgot to do that, which is annoying. This is concerning. Is it pointing towards? Point towards the target. Retrograde. Let's just push it a bit. This for the simple reason that hopefully push it so it points towards us. Doesn't look like that's working right now, I can't lie. No, no. Let's just sit there. This is very annoying. Luckily we do have loads of monopropellant. That's not a problem. One second, everyone. Finally, we're docked. Just transfer crew. You know, let's send into this all the fuel left in that, because that would be very nice. It's not that much, but it's enough for something. And just pump that all of that in there. Got so many windows open. So transfer the crew. Transfer the crew. Don't forget to quick save. Now I'm going to put it into a spin. You may be wondering why. It's to eject it far away, spoiler alert. It's going to use up some electric charge, but we had so much that it doesn't really matter. As you can see, this will crash into the moon. So here we get some cool seismic data. When will it crash into the moon? No power, okay, so I guess no seismic data. Well, in real life they did, but let me... 1 second. And here we go, we finally got them aligned. I just got a Kerbal to push it. Oh, for God's sake. That took forever this, but 1 second again. One tracking station session later, we are back in the returns part, the CSM. So now, the other effect isn't that prevalent here. But whatever, so 56,000, I know. Well, I wasn't recording again, or sorry, I accidentally switched it off again. After a lot of work to do with transferring fuel, I was finally able to get an encounter back with Kerbin. It's going to be pretty fast, that's about 3,000 meters per second. Yeah, we're separating the service panels. And let's add the amount of ablator open. So it's going down kind of. It's yeah, I know we're just ending abort. It doesn't mean anything though, because well, we could only abort in the first 2 minutes of the sacrifice flight. unfortunately, this is not completely realistic, because in real life, they just entered low enough. I didn't have enough fuel. So we are doing air braking past there. And then we're just going to go back into the atmosphere. So this is using a lot of it later. If you land eventually, you might actually land here near the Kerbal Space Center. Never mind. Yeah, this is environmental visual enhancement and stock visual enhancements, which bring in city lights. The Kerbal Space Center we just whizzed over. How long is this going to take? I wonder. Come on, let's land at the Kerbal Space Center. Let's just land there. Oh, I didn't mean to press that. No, come on. I want to land at the Kerbal Space Center, not do another air braking pass. Damn you. Can we at least land... No, I don't think we can. Can we at least land the desert airfield? We probably won't by this point, but we have used up a lot of ablator though, that's true. Nope, so we're not landing at the Kerbal Space Center, that's obvious. We probably won't even be landing over ocean. Always remember to save off. Yeah, we're landing over ocean, never mind. Wait. Oh, I can manually deploy the chutes, but I can't using the actual staging thing. Oh, I accidentally pressed cut parachute there. Nope. Deploy. No, I think that one's just destroyed. See, I've still been too fast for a safe impact, but of course not anymore. Yeah, this is the mod better time warp. That's I'm able to get 10 times physics warp. But we're about to touch down, splash down, and there we go. Turn off the RCS thrusters. Here we go, another happy landing. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Please consider subscribing if you enjoyed, and if you want, and also drop a comment down below if you want more KSP content, maybe even some KSP 2 content. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. And as always, good night.